Could the next appearance of Moon Knight be in Midnight Suns? Well, if Oscar Isaac has his way, that's exactly what'll happen. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what the actor said about the future of Moon Knight, the Marvel Supernatural team-up group, the Midnight Suns, and his vision moving forward. Now before we do that though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos. We're going to be your place for all superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, I can't be the only person who's wondering if Moon Knight will ever return to the MCU. Ever since Phase 4, as the MCU kind of grows and expands, there's been a huge tendency for characters to fall by the wayside once we get introduced to them. One of the perfect cases in point would be Moon Knight, whose series premiered on March 30th, 2022 and closed shop on May the 4th after 6 episodes. Sadly, since then, there hasn't been anything related to Moon Knight in the MCU, and very little chatter in the Hollywood biosphere about where Oscar Isaac's Mark Spector could show up again. Now, it's very clear though Oscar Isaac wants to continue with the character, and as a matter of fact, recently he was speaking with the Geek House show and shared that while Marvel Studios might have its own plans, he definitely has his own ideas about where the character should turn up next. And quite honestly, guys, I completely agree with him. He said in the interview, "I thought there was an interesting opportunity with Midnight Suns. There's such interesting characters in there. And now that we've set the groundwork with learning who Mark, Steven, and Jake are, it could be an interesting opportunity to see him as a part of a team and what that dynamic would be. So I think that would be exciting. I think for me, I definitely hope there's some room to explore that possibility." Now, the Midnight Suns have been getting a lot of exposure recently. In 2022, there was a role-playing game developed by Ferrex Games, which had the core group consisting of Blade, Morbius, Ghost Rider, and Hannibal King as the key members. Doctor Strange typically bounced back and forth between an actual team member and an advisor, and there is a laundry list of other Marvel characters sometimes associated with the Suns, including the likes of Daredevil and the Punisher. Now, the Moon Knight series ended up with about an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, and an aggregate score of 7.65 from over 200 reviews. So, to be fair, the show was quite favorably reviewed and received, and I've been pretty baffled why Marvel hasn't pushed forward with the show. We all know a key detail to Moon Knight's future would be securing Oscar Isaac. Remember, he only signed for 1 season, so that might be why nothing has moved forward, but it seems very apparent based on this interview that he would be interested in returning to the character and had a good time. Remember, he played Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse, and that was an absolute flop, and I think it left him with a little bit of, well, anxiousness returning to the superhero realm. Back in October of 2022, he did confirm at New York Comic Con he had begun talks with Marvel Studios about more appearances, but nothing has come out of that since, and with Disney CEO Bob Iger's recent comments regarding his desire to see Marvel reduce the number of projects and focus on stronger franchises, I am genuinely worried Moon Knight could be put up on the shelf, and we might not ever see him in live action again. Now, bringing him into a Midnight Suns team and building it around some of the characters we've got set up already probably would be pretty great. We know Mahershala Ali is coming to life as Blade, and we met Jack Russell and Man-Thing in the Werewolf by Night special, who both would make excellent members of a supernatural monster-oriented team, but, then we're really deviating from the comics, and Marvel could get some backlash from that. If we ever get to see the Midnight Suns come to life, we're gonna have to wait and see, but I know Marvel recognizes the power of team-ups, and it's definitely a good idea.